Wake up, wake up, wake up. It is the Mecca Media Morning Show with the sports with Aunties Shedeur. It is week 10, but before we get into some NFL updates, let's talk about Colorado. Juju Lewis, he got his chance to start as the quarterback. No, they did not win against West Virginia, but that quarterback, he looks promising, and I believe that Coach Deion Sanders Prime is showing the NFL coaches how you groom and make sure your quarterbacks get that opportunity to see what you have and what you can look forward to. My husband has shown me a Facebook post, and on the Facebook post, I guess it was a European, it had to be, and they asked on the post, why do black people refer to Shedeur as their nephew? Or like, why do we call each other, other people's kids, our nieces and nephew, and it's kind of like a bloodline? There was so many different dope responses to that, but I just want to let individuals out there, if you don't understand that in each culture or community, there are certain things that just bring y'all together. And a lot of us watched Deion in the NFL. And then we got to watch him and his kids on TV shows. And we got to watch them in college. And now we're seeing them as grown men. We've been a part of their life. And that's how it is in our culture and in our community. So we feel like that we are responsible for him because we've been in that young man's life for a very long time alongside his father. So guess what? He got many uncles and many aunties out there. He ain't got nothing but love. So if you don't understand why we call individuals our nieces and nephews, and if we did, well, let me stop. I ain't gonna even go there because until you do some Ancestry.com or really do some real backing and lineages, you really don't know who your kids are. I'm just saying it like that. But anyway, get up off my nephew's neck and don't be worried about why he got so many aunties and uncles. Just hope somebody claim you like that. Yes, the New York Giants head coach, Mr. DeBall, got fired. And I wonder why. He sounds like another coach that we're familiar with. What he sounded like before he got fired on Monday. Like Mr. Stefanski, because you do know that Jackson Dart was his guy. He made sure that he got Dart in there. Yeah, he had Wilson over there, and he had Jameson. We love Jameson. Well, we did when he was over here with the Browns. But when things weren't looking good, he got Dart in there early and said, this is his guy. Let's start him now. Let's go. Doesn't that sound familiar? It sounds familiar to me, because that's what Stefanski keeps saying week after week after week, and he refuses to give up on Mr. Dylan Gabriel. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad that he's shooting for him, but we see what that can cost a head coach. Because see, when the ball came in, I believe it was 22-23, they were doing pretty good. This is a couple of years later, and they were doing horrible. That's why they went out there and got the quarterback, right? And guess what? After his second time, this is not the first time that he has lost with only like 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, and they were in a double-digit lead. This is the second time this happened. And guess what? On Monday, New York said, we ain't got time for that. Y'all already, 2-8, 2-7. Babe, is the score 2-8? I think they 2-8.
That's the score, that's the record.
Yeah, the record. The record. 2-8. I guess they said, we don't got time for this. And what another thing. Mr. DeBall, he has a coach of the year too. Just like Stefanski. Even I hear a lot of people keep saying he's gotten it twice. But seems like to me that really don't mean too much. So we know Stefanski gave up the play calling, but I'm wondering, is his job safe? Because we just see what happened, and we know Jackson Dart was giving us some must-see football. We wasn't caring. I'm talking about fans out here watch football. We wasn't caring that he wasn't winning like that. It was exciting. And we was waiting to see what was going to go. So, in the next year. So I was waiting to see him develop. But that coach still got fired. So I want Stefanski to keep that in the back of his mind, because this last game this past Sunday was diabolical. How in the hell does the Browns lose to a team that's worse than them? I am not I got to go to the notes, because y'all, let me tell y'all tell me if y'all hearing this right and try to understand how they still lost. Peep sing. Watch this. The Cleveland Browns, Dylan Gabriel, this is stats. He had 17 completions out of 32. 167 passing yards. 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Now let's go over here to the New York Jets quarterback, Justin Fields. He's a wandering man. He hasn't really found his stay yet at a team. Let's check out his stats. My notes say he's had 6 completions out of 11 attempts, 54 passing yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And he still won? Come on, y'all. Come on. Oh, Stefanski got to go. I mean, if it was me, I would be doing the same thing that the New York Giants did. There is no way and I know he wasn't doing the play calling, because let me tell you why I know he wasn't doing the play calling. Because I was telling my husband as we was watching the games, I said, I'm not trying to be funny. I said, but babe, does it look like the Dylan is throwing a little bit further than 3 to 4 to 5 yards? Does it look like he's doing a different type of play? Even though he was still doing the simple 1, 2, 3 chuck down and maybe, but it was further than what he had been doing. I seen some different play calling, some different runs this time. They looked at it a little bit better. And yes, and we can say that as far as the stats. And when you go look it up, it still try to say he has like an 88.6 completion. Get out of here. My grandson can get that if he was throwing them shorts of passes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm just saying. I personally do some restructuring. Do like some of these other teams, okay? Let's talk about, before I go there. In the New York Jets, they gave up some of their best players because we know that they're getting ready to go into the rebuilding and restructuring, and they still won. That is ridiculous. Let's just stop talking about that. And let's just get into some NFL Week 10 highlights and updates. Well, started out Sunday with a 9:30 in the morning game over there in Berlin. You had the Colts. They were playing. Who did the Colts play?
Falcons.
Yes, the Atlanta Falcons. And it was a going back and forth. It was an exciting game to wake up to on a Sunday morning. The Colts is letting you know that they are the truth. Because see, that game, it went into overtime. And the Colts had to let you know, we over here, and we're going to show you what we are about, especially for their owner. I was reading a couple of articles about the owner, and we know that it was Early. I can't say the name, so y'all please excuse the way that I repeat things. But I refer to my notes a little bit. Don't laugh. Y'all can correct me if you want to. I don't mind. The owner, Carly, is an Ursay Gordon, okay? Her and her two sisters, they inherited the football team from their late dad this past May, okay? And Carly, she stepped into the role as far as being that one that is super involved, even though her and her two sisters are co-owners. She's down on the sideline. She's not up there in the $1 million suite or up in the box or, waiting for them to flash the camera on her in her little suits. Like, hey, yes, we own the team. No, she's down there on the sideline with her headset on and she's listening. If you do a little bit of homework, read a couple of articles and just check out what she's doing, you'll know that she's down there trying to see what's going on. There was a quote that she said in one of her interviews that I thought was super dope. She said, I want to listen to what's going on. I want to make sure that these coaches and GMs and different people that we paying millions of dollars to know what the hell that they are doing, know what they are talking about. She like it so she can understand the game and see what's going on the offense and the defense. And guess what? The coaches really ain't upset about her being down. See, she not just barking no commands and telling you what she wants. She wants to really hear and understand and see what's going on, so she'll know that where she putting her money, it is all worth it. She's really being involved. And I gotta say big ups to that sister, because some of us, we would just be like, hey, do it for me, or we would just put people in their places. She's making sure that her family's legacy and their money is going to continue, and they just not washing it down the drain. And when they was over there in Berlin, she was buying refreshments and stuff over there for the people, for the fans that was over there in Berlin. So I just want to say, Aunties, I'm just saying, as female fans, we got to make sure we follow her, because it seems like to me, since she's been getting involved, seeing what's going on, it looks like the Colts is doing what they doing. So I'm going to keep following the Colts, and I'm going to follow this owner. Who we want to talk about next? I want to talk about, let me look at my notes because I got it down here. Oh, I want to talk about the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders. Yes, we know my husband's cousin, he's still out. So we know that pretty much.
Who's my husband's cousin?
Oh, my husband's cousin, Mr. Daniels, is still out. You right, babe. I got to let him know who it is. I believe that Washington is over with this season. That's just my humble belief. Hopefully that the injury will getting back this year, because nothing's broke. So that is a good thing. We don't know. We might have to go through physical therapy and things like that. But hopefully, it's not where he's just totally out. I read some little comments and articles here and there, but I believe it's clickbait, talking about, is this a career injury? No, we haven't heard any of that. So let's just hope that he comes back. I brought it up because I wanted to talk about President Donald Trump. He was there. And during one of the breaks, he read the oath for some of the new enlistees of the military, and then they got articles, instead of talking about what he was doing and why he was there, they wanted to bring to light about the booing. You had half of them. No, I thought it was dope, because Veterans Day is coming up. My son is a veteran. Happy Veterans Day to the football players who was veterans, to anyone who has a veteran out there, and I thought that was super dope that it was done at a football game, and you got a president, a sitting president, at a football game, and he was reading that oath. Not only that, on the third quarter of that game, he was in there, he was talking about when he played football in high school or military, and he was talking about his position. I do believe he said, did he say tight end back? I do believe it was a tight end, and he was talking about those type of things. So I thought that was interesting, especially if you are a football fan and you really could enjoy that, especially while he was out there with the commentators. So I say, hey, Donald Trump, if you was in the downsides with people, that right there might have won you some people back, because us football fans, we like to hear people talk about some straight up football. Okay, before I get up out of here, there's a couple more people that I want to talk about. The upset. The upset of NFL Sunday. I could not believe it, but it actually happened. How in the world, Pumpernickel, did the Bills just fall to the Miami Dolphins? We know that was I just got to say it. Y'all might not want to believe this. I'm just sorry. The Bills had a bad day that day. I am sorry. You cannot tell me, my boy Josh Allen. You cannot tell me. I heard some of the commentators talking about that he can't do it by himself. No, every good football quarterback is allowed to have a bad day. He just had a bad day, because I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm happy for you, the Dolphins. Y'all got some dope uniforms. I'm happy for you, but I'm sorry. Y'all is not on that caliber, and you're not on that level. I cannot wait to see the next upcoming game, because that was just an upset for me for Sunday. And Aaron, Mr. Rogers, had a bad game also. I was rooting for you, Aaron. You 42 years old, the oldest quarterback in the NFL, and you just fell to the Los Angeles Chargers. And what was kind of interesting and a wild moment for me at the beginning of the game, Pittsburgh Steelers, they got a field goal. You already know that their kicker is awesome. So that they had a field goal and then came back, and now they got they sacked Aaron Rodgers in the end zone, so they got the 2 points. So the game was 3-2 for a hot minute. And I just thought that was an interesting score. And then they brought up that the Penguins lost earlier that day, and they lost and also was it 2-3. So I just thought that was interesting. And that's how the game went. Then it seemed like to me, Pittsburgh, I don't know what was going on. Aaron, I believe LA had you shook. Was it the weather? Was it too warm out there? What was really going on? Was it because Snoop was out there? I don't know what the Steelers was doing, because it seems like that they weren't getting no points. They weren't scoring. I thought that it was totally over with. Then late in the fourth quarter, when my husband explained to me, which is garbage time, is when they actually did get the touchdown and things like that. I was just like, maybe Aaron is having a bad day too. It was a lot of shakeups. It was a lot of shakeups this Sunday in the NFL. Teams was winning that we didn't think was going to win. Teams was losing that I couldn't believe that they was losing. And people getting fired and all type of things is happening. But it's all right, because us aunties, and I want to talk about the uncles too. We ain't got nothing but shalove for Shedeur. Till next time, I'm out.
Fire TV. Hey, check this out, your boy Benzino. Listen, I need y'all to go to that'sfiretv.com. Choose a platform to experience the hottest new app. That's Fire TV is on Roku, Amazon, Android, iPhone, Apple TV. All right? All you gotta do is just lock in. It's hundreds of movies for just $0. That's right, no money at all. It's spelled THATZ. That's FireTV.com. Fire TV.
This has been a podcast from the Mecca Media Social Media Network.